Hi, this is Alec. I'm doing a YouTube video on Joshua and his crossing over the Jordan and the experience of the move across the Jordan River. There's a story that's just in there that I think is really interesting, and I wrote a blog about it, and I wanted to do a video about the blog and what I'm going to do is just sort of walk through the on my blog. Um, uh, God told Joshua to cross over the Jordan, but in the process of crossing over, He gave him instructions about a future monument that would be set up on the other side. And he basically instructed that there be one person, a leader from each tribe in the nation of Israel, to grab a large stone on their shoulders to build a monument. And what I feel like is often the case is we as leaders and especially pastors in smaller contexts often carry the majority of the big load. And I there's a couple of things that came up in my research and thinking about it. One is that um, pastors are experiencing burnout and overload and hurry, largely because the load they're carrying is so large. But what I get from this message, what I get from this verse, is the concept or idea that um, all the heavy lifting is not supposed to be done by the leader, but a lot of it should be done by the congregation. There's a statistic that came out in 2023 by Soul Shepherding. It actually was 2024. 91% of pastors reported experiencing some form of burnout. Barna study in 2023 found that 33% had seriously considered leaving full-time ministry, and that carrying all the load is just not sustainable. Um, One of the things that I thought was interesting in the story was that God was telling Joshua that the people would tell their children about the monument on the other side of the Jordan River, that the carrying of the stones and the setting up of the monument would be a way of adding legacy and adding, not only the weight. Imagine Joshua carrying 12 big, huge stones from the middle all the way across. Instead, he delegates the work. All 12 stones are carried by others across, but it not only delegates the work, which makes his job, more manageable, but it also creates a legacy where the people that carried, or the members of the people that carried the heavy burden across the river, would tell their children. So there's a legacy building built into allowing others to share the load. When you allow others to share the load of ministry, it creates not only a widening of effort, but a sense that, hey, we all belong to this. And I just want to encourage you, if you're a pastor, if you're a leader, or if you know a pastor, or if you know a leader who's carrying too much, one of the things that I do at Coaching the Red Line is work with pastors who want to make changes. They realize that it's unsustainable. I can't keep doing this forever. Eventually, I'm just going to burn out. And I can with coaching and spiritual direction help people realize where there's space to delegate, where there's space to make changes, and start to help you identify who those people are. And if you're watching this and you're not a leader, you're not a pastor, but you're a Christian in the local church, and you realize that this is happening, I just really encourage you to pray about what can you do in the process of alleviating some of this burden for your pastor. And if you want, share the video with your pastor and say, hey, call this guy. I'd love to meet him, have a cup of coffee, or just talk on the phone via Zoom. If you're not in Spokane, we can do a Zoom meeting or a phone call. I'd love to chat. I hope you're doing well. It's coachingtheredline.com. You can find me on Google, Coaching the Red Line, or you can call me 509-999-3305. Text is always best. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk soon.